So let's start with discussing and figuring out what is actually the difference between a search engine and a conversational AI. So these algorithms such as Google, Bard and ChatGPT are essentially conversational AI which have gotten so much better that now we can talk to an AI model as if we are communicating or conversing with a human. So this has been a huge leap forward compared to where the technology was, let's say, even 5 years ago. OpenAI is not an old company. It started around 2011 or 2012, I believe. The Transformers model, in which it is primarily built on, was released by Google as open source in 2017. So a very much new technology. Now, what is the primary difference? So if you search something on a search engine, let's say you're searching something on Google. Now, what the information you get is basically what the algorithm is doing is information retrieval. It has a database in which it has indexed all the different data sources from the internet, and then it goes through this database and figures out what is the best information that I can show here. It gathers a bunch of links that it thinks is most suited or relevant to the question or the statement provided, and based on that it ranks them based on authority, quality, relevance, and a couple of different features. On the other hand, if we talk about conversational AI models such as ChatGPT and Bard, what are they doing here? They're adding a layer on top of a search engine. They're not only going through the database and extracting all the relevant information, and but at the same time they're also extracting the most relevant text from those links and outputting the text by itself. So if you do a search on Google, you'll have to go through a couple of different links to figure out where your answer is. Conversational AI does that step for you in terms of it goes through those links and gets you the answer out which you're looking for. Now, because the underlying model behaves in a different way, the input and output is also different based on what you can do with the search engine versus what you can do with the conversational AI such as Bard or ChatGPT. As far as the input is concerned, when we're searching something on Google, we would write a command such as flight tickets from Toronto to Chicago, let's say, for the month of May, Google Flights, so or something like that, and it will show you a link of different airlines that are selling you the ticket, right? In the similar way, I can do a search on best keto diets, and it will give me a couple of links of different keto diet options, and I can go on each link, figure out which diet works best for me. On the other hand, when we're talking with a conversational AI bot such as ChatGPT and Bard, it allows us to be a lot more specific and answers the question in a different way. Now, if I input the command of best keto diet, then based on the data it has been trained on, it will provide us an exact diet to us. It will not provide us with a couple of links to go and figure out what the best diet is. Secondly, we can personalize and customize the question to a much higher level for a conversational AI versus a search engine. What do I mean by that? For instance, in that same keto diet, let's say I want to add my weight, my height, and what are the foods that I like, what are the foods I want to avoid in my diet, and I put all that information into Google. Google will not be able to provide a diet plan for us. It will try its best. The search engine actually will try its best to find us the links that contains the relevant information. On the other hand, if we ask the same question from Bard or ChatGPT, a conversational AI, it is actually trained on the data available on those different links that search engine was giving, and based on that, it will create a customized diet plan for us based on the requirements that we have established. So in this way, the two are very different. In terms of the input data that we provide, the level of customization they provide us, and in the output as well. Instead of seeing 10 different links in the case of a search engine, the conversational AI will give me one answer that it sees as most relevant and that fits the equation the best. By equation, I mean the question that we asked the bot in the input statement. Now in the next lecture, we're going to start exploring a bit of both the platforms Bard and ChatGPT and get a hold of their UI before we dive into prompting and how to get the most out of these tools to increase our productivity.